back to No Shit Code Podcast. I am your host, True World, with my boy Sid the Great. Back here with another video.
Yes, sir.
We got something new for y'all today, but first thing we got to do, we got to give all praise and honor to God because He is the reason why we're here today. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen. We got one heck of a topic for today. What we're going to talk about is what are our obligations to society between men and women. Now, what brought this topic about was early on in the previous episode, we were talking about and discussing Andrew Wilson, Tommy Lauren, Piers Morgan. We were talking about what are the obligations that men have to society? What are the obligations that women have to society? My question is, what are y'all's perspective on it? But first, we're going to start with the men. What do men?
Is that ladies first?
Yeah, what happened?
Is it not ladies first? Am I tripping here? We not going to show respect?
But first.
No. We got to start with the men first.
Okay.
No,
It's okay.
We got to start with the men first.
It's okay, go ahead.
All
We got to start
right.
with the men first. So what are men's obligations to society?
Oh, you looking at me?
I'm to the left.
Like, back to the roots. It's protect your family, protect your loved ones, provide for your family, provide a roof, clothes, food, go to work every day, like basic responsibilities.
Oh, you want us to go just men? We're not talking about women. So for a man, I think we're supposed to lead, provide, protect. We're supposed to lead a nation, right? Lead the world. That doesn't mean a woman can't lead, but we are supposed to be the ones that
Let's focus on men.
are leading that family. But I'm just making sure because we
just talking about men
they
today.
can lead, right? But I think we should lead, provide, and protect, right? And we're gonna dig into why those things have changed and shifted, but that's what I believe in.
Okay, what about you?
Kind of gonna piggyback off what he said. Lead, provide, muscle, because men are mentally stronger and physically stronger. It's just scientifically proven. So that's just my opinion.
Interesting. Now, what can you tell me about women's obligations to society?
What you supposed to say? Your man's obligation to society? Your perspective? Or you gonna do it all together?
Oh no, we're gonna do it all together.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. Okay.
I was like, he holding back or something.
So, for me personally, like, I don't know if we're going for like what you would.
Your opinion. What you feel like a woman is in society for.
I mean,
it's okay.
What are women's obligations to society?
I mean, it's hard because it's changed from what it used to be. Back in the day, it used to be to cook, clean, take care of the family. Hot thing to say, but like have children. That was what they were meant to do back in the day. But now women have gotten more independent, so they want to work. They want to lead. My personal is I don't mind a woman that wants to work, but I want a woman who wants to stay at home and take care of the family.
So are you saying our obligation is to take care of a family?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I want you to notice something. Towards the beginning of your answer, you use a lot of phrases that indicate past tense, like were and stuff like that. So, and I know before we had started filming, you were kind of nervous on how you kind of wanted to answer it. So I'm just saying, so that told me one of two things. Either you knew what your answer was, but you were afraid to say it, or unintentionally, your answer was women, there are no obligations that women have to society nowadays.
So,
but
You won't
that's the
offend me, I
point.
promise.
So saying how he felt was automatically going to be perceived as offensive from his perspective. So, and if that's the case, if he feels that way and the collective of men feel that way, do women have a societal role?
Why women can't just be free and be women?
Why can't men just be free and be men?
Because y'all started y'all's this for yourself. Like when y'all came here, y'all became like when the first man came. Yes, the first man was born. They decided right then and there what the man was obligated to do for society and what men do and what men traits will be and what men are. I guess that right then and there they decided, so that y'all been doing this. So it's like it's not like y'all can't be y'all. Y'all are being y'all. This is y'all.
Wait.
Yeah,
So when
but
you say women, why can't women be women? What have y'all? Because y'all has shifted, right? What y'all obligations were have definitely.
I feel like the
moved,
women have
so-
shifted because the men shifted first.
men haven't shifted. Men are still what men are.
No, hold on. Wait.
Men still.
Okay,
men are
wait,
still.
hold on, wait.
Hold on. Let me explain
So-
my point. Men are still required to provide. Men are still required to protect. If you want the right to vote in this country and you're a man, you have to sign up for selective service. You have to be willing to be drafted as a man. So your right to vote is tied to your obligation to serve this country, if needed.
That is true, but you talked about one aspect.
There's multiple. There are multiple.
So you don't believe?
I just gave one.
You don't believe that men have somewhat changed on what they want to do or what they're obligated to do?
If men are
Especially-
changing, it's
especially
reactive,
the
not
one-
proactive.
I feel like men
Okay.
adapted to what's going on in society right now. It's not like they just wake up, we change.
So you don't think women adapted?
I think women is progressing, like, into what they want to be, and men is just adapting to whatever we got to do to adapt to be.
Well, I think my perspective
argue
is that
that.
women change first.
I don't think anybody can argue that the women change first. Can anybody argue that fact?
Okay, so then men's change would be reactionary, not proactive.
Okay.
So there's no way that men could have changed first.
No. Well, if y'all are meant to lead, then y'all are basically the reason why the women are shifting and acting as if they want to do this on their own and be independent.
Okay.
Because most days, like nowadays, it's hard to like meet somebody who has what's the word I'm looking like ambition and just goals
plenty of
and
men that have
morals and stuff
ambition.
like that. It's actually really hard nowadays. Like people overshooting.
Yes, they're gladly overshooting.
Statistics like it's a lot more regular dudes than it is rich dudes that's successful, shit like that.
I hope they can hear you.
Let me ask
But
you this:
see-
what how much do you think the average man makes in America? An average man.
Average man. What is average man exactly?
Average.
Like,
Like
9 to 5 working man?
Like average. What's more average than average?
Like,
But you gotta give her.
I mean,
give her
like,
something to go
break it
off
down.
of. Just gotta give her something to go off.
Break
of,
it down.
so she can.
You know what I'm saying?
you know what
Because
I'm saying?
average man, it could be
Like
anybody.
how much do you think the average man makes?
Like a year,
Yes,
Yes.
within a year.
say like 2,500. Nowadays, like I don't think you can. A man, average man. Nowadays,
a year.
a year.
So if you making that a month, and it's a year, like if you making 25,000,
Like,
I don't know because the
like-
minimum wage is low here, so.
but nobody's actually making minimum wage. Actually,
It depends on what
but
your
that
occupation
wouldn't
is,
be
but
the average. That wouldn't be the
That
average.
wouldn't be the average.
I would probably say maybe 20K.
A year. Oh.
I don't think anybody's like
Ooh.
an average man would be
You know the
making like
statistic?
6 figures or something.
Hey, you're shooting severely low.
Do you know the
And
statistic?
I am
You said
amazed by
average man.
What's
I'm
the
thinking
fact?
go to work
It's
every
more-
day,
it's somewhere
paying
between
bills.
about
Like
40
I'm not
and 60.
thinking, oh, he's like
So the
stacking
average is
brick.
40 to 60.
Okay,
That's
let's say
the
that. Yeah, that's not bad. What's wrong with that?
Yes, y'all were talking.
That's the question, though.
Y'all were
So
talking.
What's wrong with it?
If you ask a large amount of women, a large selection of women would indicate that they would want a man that makes six figures. But a man making six figures is less than 20% of the country. And then he has to be single. And then on top of that,
They
that
don't
man
want him to
also
have
has to
kids.
be tall and not have kids. And then he's also got to
Yeah.
look good. And then he has to want her back.
Want her back.
Yes. He wants a woman that he wants too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like a lot of women are wanting a very small selection of men.
So you saying like there's a lot of women now that go for men with money, or
Well,
for
there's
financial
always been women that
reasons
have
to
gone-
financially provide for them?
Well, there have always been women that go for men with money, but at the same time, but the ceiling is being raised more and more.
The rate of the women that go.
I would say it like
It's-
this: the floor is right.
Go wait.
Let's say this.
Go ahead.
Let's say this because
I'm
they do make it popular to go for men with money. Like they encourage women to go for men with money nowadays. They do that. I don't know if they did that back then, but they encourage it now. Like they think it's like, I don't know. They don't want to stand on their own. That's them. But they encourage people to, like, they encourage the girls to be like, hey, you know, don't mess with him. He don't have no job like that. You know, he's not making no money for real. Look at him over there. He got the flashy car, you know what I'm saying, the condo. He be at this spot, that spot, that spot. He know this person, that person. He can get you here and there, you know what I'm saying? That's where they're going to go. And that man could be the most disrespectful person ever. Don't even talk to his mother. Don't even, you know what I'm saying, take care of his own family. He could be the most disgusting villain in the world, and they would still they would still be with the man because money make the world go round.
We went on a very interesting day.
Don't you know you're someone's villain in their story too?
That's fine. You know me, I don't mind playing the villain. I will be the villain. I will be the
Now,
one
being
with
the
the
villain
horns
is
and the
interesting.
tail.
But we can save that for another topic because I got something we can use for that. Got something we can use for that. So now let's go back to the original.
Yeah.
What obligations do women have to society?
Finally. I was like, I was sitting there like, man, am I ever gonna get to like? I was like, man, let me just sit here and hold on and wait for my place.
Yeah, okay.
I think for me, I believe that women are here to nourish, develop, teach, and then reproduce as well, right? I know it's a little bit of
I
a
like
different
that.
outlook, right? Come on now.
I like that.
About it. But,
I like the teach and nourish.
right, yeah.
But,
The
but
nurture.
some women would say that's
See,
reducing.
you know you can't say nothing around him, Lord.
saying.
So
But
they would
some
say is
women-
what? Say it again.
Some women would say that you are reducing them to baby makers. You want some handmaids?
That's not the only thing I said, though. It's
I-
not
I
about,
know that's
it's
not the
just
only
about
thing that you
teaching
said.
your kids. You can teach a
But-
society. What's the percentage of women that are teachers versus men?
Drastically
It's
Drastic.
Yeah.
Right or wrong. I'm not talking about just raising a family. They can teach the world. They do. They already
Yeah.
do.
yeah.
That's reality. We live in that.
I mean-
how many male teachers you had you can sit up here and remember? I can't remember none. I remember one from high school.
I've
I mean,
had-
my
that's
my
it.
high school, I had majority male.
One
but
of my most
college,
memorable
my
teachers
professors
was
were
all women.
female. Most of my professors were female, except for my my coding teacher. He was male, but the rest of my teachers were female.
The best teachers I've ever had was female. Period.
One of
the best
actually,
teachers.
This is gonna sound funny. One of my most memorable teachers was actually a male.
Yeah.
memorable.
His name was
memorable
Mr.
male.
Keegley. I remember his name.
Because they're rare too. That makes a difference. They're rare.
My most memorable teacher was definitely a female. But she was my choir teacher because I have a really, really deep passion for music. So she was a really good teacher. Like, she wasn't just like there to teach music and, you know, conduct, tell us what to do, where it be, you know, how to dress. She actually, yes.
We're gonna talk about that. I like that.
She
We can ask
actually
that
like invested
question.
in our lives and made sure that we had everything that we needed. Made sure that she, like, encourage us to do voice lessons and stuff like that. Encourage us to follow our dreams. Even to this day, she reaches out and stuff like that. So
Wow.
yeah, she's a really good teacher. She was.
What grade? High school?
That
or-
was high school.
You're 21 and she still reaches out?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a teacher.
Yeah.
I don't got one of those.
I don't.
I mean, from college, but not high school. That's
See,
a teacher.
at a certain point, you go from teacher to mentor at that point.
Okay, that's okay. But that was my take, right? She said her take on what women. Have you said what women are?
I didn't say what women are obligated
Is
to
it
do
okay for
in
her to
society.
say that?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Most
Just
definitely.
making sure because you
we gotta
directing
get-
traffic because you still ain't said your point on either one of them. So I'm just making sure. I'm just trying to keep the flow of traffic. Go ahead.
I believe
105 miles an hour.
as a
There you
woman,
go.
we are obligated to love in general, spread love. You said nurture. I like that. Nurturing. Y'all did say something about reproduction, that's true. But it's that's not what all women can do. I feel like women are just like another resource for a man in case the man needs, someone to lean on. That's basically what a woman is obligated for.
So let me ask you this.
Wait,
Based upon your
whoa, Shay.
perspective-
Wait, pause. Cause that last part, I was watching the video. She just hit the nail on the head. What was a woman made from?
A man.
His rib
And what does a rib? What's the purpose of a rib in a body?
to hold
your
you
body.
up.
To hold your organs.
A
in
man
place.
needs his rib, just
To
like
protect.
a woman
And-
needs her. What was it?
And if you look at it, the most happy men in the world are in a happy, successful marriage
Yep.
Yeah.
because they have a woman to support them, love them, and help take care of them.
Yep.
You don't find a
Clocking
lot
it.
of single men that are ecstatically happy and all that.
I don't know. They're out there buying it just to give them some little
Yeah,
bit
but
of.
that's
They're not happy.
But that's
They're
not.
not
They
happy.
out there
That's how you
buying
end up
it.
like
They're
Future.
not happy. They
Have you
buying
seen
it.
his
No,
haircut?
but
You
see,
think he
Who?
that's
Hey,
happiness,
he giving
but it's
a
not
point.
Who haircut?
genuine. It's
No.
not genuine.
Oh,
I
Lord.
was agreeing with you. They out here buying connection. They
You
not
can
getting
you can
it.
buy happiness, but it's only going to last you for a little bit.
It's
but if you-
temporary.
but love is forever.
It is.
Buying happiness.
All right. Speaking
Yeah,
now.
you can buy happiness, but it's only going to
Nah,
last.
you can't buy
You can buy
happiness.
all the. You can
You
buy the
can't
car.
buy-
You can buy
the house.
temporary
Stuff
happiness.
is
Yes,
not
you
buying
can buy-
happiness.
Yeah.
No, to
Yes.
some people, buying things. Come on, Royal, please. When you buy,
It's no different than buying a drug. It's dopamine hit.
Yeah.
But that is still
that's
tech-
what
that
it
is happiness
That's
for a
happening
little
in
bit.
that
You are
moment.
buying
That's what it
happiness.
is.
Yes, but it's not real.
It still
When
gives
bought
you an
that-
adrenaline.
Exactly.
That's what
When
he
you
said.
bought that truck, how did you feel?
It still gave you that
I
high.
felt like an idiot.
Please, please, you full of it. This is no sugarcoat podcast. When you
I'm
bought
gonna be
that
honest
truck,
with you.
come on.
I'm gonna be real with
If
you.
you fake it, you
in the
get up.
In the first month, I'm gonna be real with you. Within the first month, I was driving it, but I didn't feel like it was mine.
And why is that?
I was paying the note. He walking around like it was mine.
What did you feel when you signed that dotted line when you said on that truck? That's what you wanted. on
I
that
felt
line.
like it was the banks.
Boy.
But like when guys buy like a new PC system, they're happy, but
Yeah.
that only lasts for a little bit of time.
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
buy that new car, you're happy that you get to
Because
drive
then
around.
that-
That's
right
nice
after-
That's what I
car.
mean when I say
Because
it's
right
not real,
after that
because
instant
it doesn't
regret sets in,
sustain.
like, dang, I should have saved that money for this.
But that sets in a little bit later after
Yeah.
they've used it for a little bit. They're just like, okay,
I should save this for,
I
Yeah.
could have used this for something else because the happiness wore off. Temporary happiness is what you can buy, but having a woman gives you happiness
No,
until
no.
Say it,
Not
whoa,
having
whoa,
a-
whoa,
No,
say it
not
again,
having
'cause I
a
got-
woman.
Forever.
No, sir.
No,
not
let him say it
having a
again.
woman. Having the right woman.
Come on, say it one more time.
Having
You
the
can make
right
this.
woman.
You can make
Having
this edit if you want to,
your
but say it again.
woman.
That motherfucker speaking. Say it again.
What? Having a woman.
No,
No,
the
no,
whole
no, no.
thing.
Having the
The
right
whole,
woman.
the whole thing. You can buy temporary happiness, but real
Oh,
happiness comes from.
but real happiness is with love forever. Having somebody to love you forever.
Exactly.
Unconditional.
You be preaching to the
Let me ask you
crowd.
this. Let me ask you this. While we're on the topic of love, is there a such thing as unconditional love?
You know.
The
Yes,
clip
there
of
is.
The clip of
It's different for men and for women.
the clip of what Chris Rock said pops into memory.
Oh, go ahead.
Teach
us
Women,
Right.
children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something.
Yep. Chris Rock said that.
Why are everybody's eyes on me?
Sitting on the panel.
Like, I feel under attack.
As a woman,
You in the hot
as a woman, what do you think about that statement? If you need them to repeat it, they can repeat it.
I'm not repeating that statement, but
Do you love women?
I love everyone.
Do you love? Okay, so do you love children?
Yes.
Do you love dogs?
Yes.
Do you love men?
Yes.
If he stops providing, you still gonna love him?
Yes.
Okay.
If he brings you no benefit.
It depends on the relationship. You can't be in a relationship with someone who treats you like treats you like trash, and he's not providing. You know, if he's, you know, because men go through stuff too, just like women do. Men go through stuff too, and I think people forget that. Men may not
Can we say that a
tell
little bit
you
louder?
because men don't want to be sentimental like that, but they go through things too, and that's why men need that woman on their side, because that right woman is going to be emotionally invested in you, and she's going to check on you and make sure that you are okay mentally.
The right woman.
right.
Let me tell you why. And me and Roy have talked about this many times. We live in a society with a lot of broken homes, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no matter if it's a single mother and single father, houses are meant to have two parents in the household, right? A lot of women, and even men, that's why we can't express our emotions. We don't grow up in a household where that's okay to do. And women don't grow up in a household where they see how to actually take care of a man with his emotions, right?
Right. That's true, because I mean, I can speak from personal experience because I didn't grow up with both of my parents. So, you know, seeing that, it will make you view that like that's okay. Seeing that type of love and that type of toxic relationship between your parents, it'll make you normalize it in your head as a kid. So when you get older and you meet those type of people, you think, oh, this is love. This is what it is. This is how it's supposed to be. And it's not. There's actually someone who is out there that will kiss the ground that you walk on. So it's like, why even settle for someone like that? You know, they don't care about you, your dreams. They don't really know you at that. People be in relationships with people they don't even know. That's what's crazy to me.
See, but let me ask you this. Are you going to respect the person that is willing to kiss the ground that you walk on?
Absolutely.
Why would you not?
Well, because there is a saying. Some people say if you treat a woman like a queen, she may treat you like a peasant.
Then that's not the woman you should be with.
Go ahead.
So I was actually talking to Sydney when he asked about topics. I don't know if anybody's heard it. There's called the 11th man theory.
What's that?
Anybody? Okay.
I'm surprised you ain't heard it. I'm surprised you ain't heard it.
So the 11th man theory is there's 10 men and 1 woman in the room.
Okay.
And the 10 men are asking anything that they can to help the woman. Here, can I get you anything? Can I get you something to drink? Can I light your cigarette? Can I give you a massage? This, that, and the other. Then the 11th man walks in. He just says, hey, walks right past her, ignores her, doesn't do anything. She wants that man.
Yes.
She wants what she can't
Uh-huh.
have. Instead of the men who are trying to do everything for
Yep.
her, she wants that man.
Yep,
The
that's-
11th man.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's just the theory. The 11th man theory is
That
part of this
is
generation.
partially true. I want to say
Oh.
that is partially true.
Whoa,
For
wait,
some women,
what?
that is partially true
Why?
because
Please tell us why. Tell the men. Let's open our ears.
a lot
man.
of people don't want to admit it, but absent fathers or, you know, recent like history just with bad men in general, they like that. They normalize it and they enjoy that type of behavior from men. So when they go out and they meet someone new, they're not going to look for the guy that's going to treat them right, that's going to love them forever and buy them flowers. No, they want to look for the man that's over there talking to every other female in there, and then they're going to go like, oh yeah, that's my one right there, because they like that. They like to be chased. They like to do the chasing. They want a man that's gonna act like nonchalant because they think it's attractive. They find it. They're comfortable there. That's where they're comfortable at because of, trauma and recent relationships, past people in their lives. They normalize that in their head, and so they get comfortable there. And people don't want to move on. They don't want to grow. That's really what it is. They don't want to grow. They don't want to let go of those bad people and bad juju around them. They just don't want to elevate. That's really what it is. They keep going in the same cycles because God's going to keep putting the same people in your path if you keep letting them in. He's going to.
But it's because they're comfortable.
Yes, because they're comfortable where they are. They get too comfortable where they are.
So kind of what you're saying is the guy who will kiss the ground that you walk on is now the uncomfortable, even though that's what women dream
because
of
they're
having.
not, because some women are not used to that man.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. So
It's because
if
they don't
the
know how to
roles are
handle it.
reversed, so now the good guy, the quote unquote good guys that would kiss the ground that you walk on, is now the uncomfortable to look at because of what they're comfortable with. They're comfortable with the bad guy, the guy who won't treat you like gold.
Because it feels like home to them.
Yeah,
That's why a lot of things start with childhood trauma.
it does.
And you know one thing that I was you guys were talking about broken homes. It also can happen in a perfectly stable home.
Yeah.
Come on, Tim.
I mean,
Come
with
on,
Go ahead.
Tim.
with me, and don't get me wrong, I have great parents. Currently, right now, they are going through a little bit of a separation, but I'm 27 years old, so I'm able to process it better.
Yeah.
But growing up, I watched my mom hide all her emotions, all her feelings from my father. Because my dad loved the man to death, but my dad was a very vocal, very loud person. He would yell. I wouldn't say scream, but he would yell in arguments. My parents didn't fight a lot, but because of what my mom went through with all my grandma's husbands, my grandma was married 7 times. Yeah.
Damn. I'm sorry, I can't talk.
No, trust me, when I was old enough to understand, when my mom told me my grandma had 7 husbands,
I
was
can't talk. My dad has 23 kids.
Oh,
So we knew what
She said she
we knew what his hobby was.
you know all 23, or do you just know of 23?
I've been in a group chat with like 19 other ones, but I don't know all of them. But
You know, that's crazy that they have to have a
I know
sibling group chat.
22.
Oh my God.
That's what I just
Look.
said. A sibling group chat. Never heard of that.
I'm saying me and my brother get
I've went to
insane.
school. I've went to school with some of them and didn't even realize it. Half my life I went to school with some of them, didn't even realize.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So you
It's
was
crazy.
riding the school bus with a sibling and didn't even know that was your sibling.
Like, hey, what's up, brother?
23?
That's
It can't be 23 baby mamas. There's
You mean
no
to tell
way.
me he filled up?
I don't know
whole
how many baby mamas.
classroom?
He has a school. It's like I don't know who got more, him or Nick Cannon. I really don't.
Oh man, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hold on. So
Let him finish. His,
But because of what my mom went through, when voices got raised, she would draw back. She would shut down. Which watching that and having that happen to me with my father, I'm a very, with people I trust, I'll talk about my emotions, but it takes a while for me to get to that point with anybody, with relationships, friendships. I keep my emotions and what I'm going through internally. Like, it took a while for me to open up to Sydney at work. Like, he would ask what's wrong, I'd be like, I'm fine. And I'd just keep going. But now I have that same trauma that my mom had because of my father yelling. And it's shown in previous relationships. When a fight would happen and she would start yelling,
You just shut down?
I'd shut down. I'd sit there. I'd just let her get her anger out. And she's like, you're not going to say nothing? And I'm just, I look weak. But it's not that I'm weak.
It's like a coping mechanism.
I'm trying to process everything without,
but you're also unintentionally doing what you know.
and that happened in a perfectly healthy home. So it's sad that no matter what type of a home you grow up in, you're still going to have trauma that's going to affect.
Because you inherit those traits.
See, when we have these kids, we should be very mindful when and who we're having kids with, right? Because too many kids are having kids and not teaching kids how to actually be in this society, in this world, how to be healthy. It's not okay that men can't share their emotions. It's not, because bottling it up is not going to do nothing for you. And then we taboo in therapy, so you don't got no release. Except for your boys, but they're not going to give you the same perspective you need from outside.
No.
Right? They're not going to give you what you need because they don't know how to process their own.
Everybody's
Blind
going
leading
through
the
their
blind
own
at that
stuff.
point.
Everybody going through stuff.
Which
Yeah.
is what's funny, because majority of my true friends that I talk about my emotions with are women.
Yep.
My two best friends, Haley and Kelsey, I talk to them about everything because they're real with me. My boys will kind of look at me and like, okay.
That's how it goes.
So, but like those two girls, my best friends ever. And they know more about me than probably anybody because they know how to deal with emotions
Two women.
better. And honestly, one thing I think she said is, I think she meant to say just physically, but you said that men are mentally stronger. I don't think so. I think women are mentally stronger than men. We are physically stronger. Women are mentally stronger because they know how to process stuff better than men do.
I'm not disagreeing.
No,
You not disagreeing?
I'm not
Well,
disagreeing either.
So, I
You
guess
not disagreeing?
No, I guess
You agree?
I guess it depends.
You
upon-
agree?
One more time.
I guess it may depend upon what's being processed.
yeah.
I think it might
Okay.
depend upon what's
Okay,
being
I
processed.
give you that. I give you that.
Like a fight, a guy would probably know how to process that better. But when
I think
An emotion. We do emotion. don't we?
Yeah.
We process
Yeah.
logic.
Okay.
Logically, y'all are
logically
strong.
we're smart, yeah.
Men process
Logically we're
that
better.
way better
yeah,
than
okay.
emotion. Women
Yeah.
process emotion.
Yeah.
And logic
yeah.
doesn't come into it at all.
Okay, now.
You be like,
Okay.
but this makes sense. They be like, no, you're not getting it. Okay.
All right.
it ain't breathing. You did, bro.
Like, whoa.
No, you're not getting
no,
it.
it's because of how I felt in that time.
It's how we felt in that moment.
Right.
That's why they always say like men wouldn't be able to handle what they put women through
Yeah.
because we go through we take a lot from men and still go through our everyday life and be a woman and do what we have to do for ourselves and for our family at the end of the day, because the world don't stop spinning when a man go out and be a man. So it's just what it is. But they say that men can't take what they give out, and that's why women are more emotionally. Oh my God!
Hold up. Have you
This custard.
Hold up. Have you ever seen two female best friends fight each other?
Have you ever? First
Yes. Yes.
That like real, truly like coming at
Yes.
each other. That is
Yes.
scary. That is scary.
It's
Like,
like a,
that's 'cause
and
it's
then they
two
don't
women
stop.
fighting.
They don't stop.
No.
Because I was that best friend. They don't stop. They don't.
You have to have like 4 or 5 men try to pull both of them apart from
And
each
guess
other.
what? That's 4 or 5 on each side.
The beef went on for years.
Yeah, and they don't let you
Because
go.
women hold grudges.
Oh,
Yes.
brothers like
Oh.
crazy.
Women
I'm
do
not gonna lie.
they do
I'm not
let
gonna
go,
lie.
boy, I tell you, let go.
I'm not gonna lie.
Let go and let
You
God.
hurt a woman the wrong way, she will remember it till you
Let
die.
go.
Till you
Got
die.
will have the memory of
Nah,
an elephant.
forgive.
I'm telling you.
Forget.
Forget, yes,
Yet-
you can. Forget never.
Cause I'ma get you. Don't worry, I'ma get you. Trust. I'm gonna catch you. It's coming. Don't worry. God gonna put you in my path again. I'm gonna get you. But I'm not gonna force it though. I'm not gonna chase you. None of that. No, I'm not gonna stress it. No, I'm gonna get you.
When the time
So every
Eventually.
person that ever did something, trust, you will be dealt with either by me or the universe itself. Cause karma spins the block on everybody. So.
Come on.
Karma spins the block.
Spins the block. Do you
She
hear me?
does.
That's a good one. Karma
that's
spins
different.
the block. Do you hear me?
Karma spins the block.
She gonna keep on rolling, rolling on. Boy.
Right.
Man. Well. a slight headache. Yeah, it's been great.
Why? Because you had to
great.
wait so long to answer.
Oh Lord.
It's been great. You know, I suppressed so much. You know.
Wait, did we ever? Yeah, did we ever
Right.
have him answer?
We just been talking and you
The good old finale.
So, Mr. True Royal,
okay.
what do you think men and women are obligated to do in society?
I think a man's obligation to society is, of course, in the traditional sense, will be to protect and provide. So that comes from a standpoint of security, from physically and financially. That comes from the standpoint of taking on leadership roles, leading and managing all of the everyday society.
In women?
In women's, I would say the traditional obligation would be to, be the nurturer.
Pause. Pause, because you keep adding something. What do you believe? That's not saying traditional sense, all this fluff.
So
what do you believe?
Okay, so child rearing.
You said what?
Child rearing. Having children.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm ready
You
for
just
the next
said it
one.
really quickly.
I'm ready.
so.
For, yeah, you didn't hear it. Right? I didn't hear
Like
it.
he was scared to
You
say
child
it,
rearing.
but like say it with your
I just
chest
heard
or
child rearing.
something.
I'm over here like, what did he say? Chowdering.
What did he say?
Okay.
What did he say?
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell y'all say? What the hell, Cyrus? What the hell, boys in the hood?
That's not what these.
Lord. So women, what is it? Go ahead.
So what the womans are supposed to do is supposed to be the nurturers. It's supposed to take care of the children.
Okay.
And to teach and uphold society.
Why you sound like an '80s rapper?
Teaching them
I love another.
Teaching them
Hills
hold
and
on.
hills, spinning hills,
Teaching
every
uphold
bitch
all
has
of a
gills. You know what
Oh,
Okay.
teaching uphold? Really?
Teaching uphold. Talking
All right.
on the realest when I'm
Really?
spitting in my flow.
Okay.
I came down. Y'all already know what I know.
Wow.
Yep, you know how it goes. Yep, ready, you know what I do. Yep, yeah, I got shoes.
You lost it. But you found it. It's all good.
It's all right.
So that's what you believe solely?
Well, on a basic sense, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, men have an obligation to society, and women have an obligation to society. But here's my question: what happens when one side does not fulfill their obligation to society?
Any other one? Go ahead. I think you got it. You ready to,
I
you ready to
think
jump?
when you said when one side isn't fulfilling this,
Yes.
okay, that's when stuff starts shifting. That's when stuff starts shifting.
Okay,
That's
so-
when the shift happens.
You're right. So I'm going to walk you through something. So at an early point in 50s, 60s, we had feminism, right?
Right.
Okay. So what happened during feminism? Can anybody help me out?
I know there was like a march, and there was.
Give me an oversimplified version of feminism.
Women's rights,
They fight
equal,
for they fought
equal
for
women's rights.
Yeah. They fought for rights, and what did those rights do?
They gave women the right
They gave
to
women independence,
be
right?
Yeah.
They no
equal
longer,
to
They
society.
no longer have to.
They don't
they
have
no
to
longer
be
have need men.
to a man.
And because they're equal,
not exactly equal to a
But you face in
man.
society, what other party is in society?
equal to men. It has.
Think about
But
it.
not
as a
exactly
result-
equal to a man. But
Okay, I'm not saying literally.
they
but
gave the women the opportunity to have the same obligations as a
Okay,
man.
so, I get that. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So-
Okay, go.
So as a result, women no longer had to need men. So if women no longer have to need men, then do men still have to need women? It's just a question.
Tim, you got something?
Necessarily, if you put it that way,
Yes.
no, they don't have to necessarily need them.
And see, the reason why I'm asking this question is because people talk about.
But
the
I
red pill
think
community
the
and how much
more
they-
independent women today in society is not about them not wanting a man at all or wanting to be independent just in general or be alone. It's more about them wanting to have their own so they don't have to be dependent, so dependent
so they
on
don't
their
have to
man.
need a man.
It's
They don't
not
have to
need him
him.
exactly, but
Okay.
there's
So
other
if you
reasons to
don't-
have a man. There's other reason for a man other than, financial stuff like that.
What are those reasons?
Men.
I'm not saying I disagree, but I want you to tell us what other reasons are out there because I asked you that question, right? So that's a good one.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
men need love and like to love just like women do. I mean, that's just people in general. Like, everybody needs love. Everybody wants love.
Well, nobody wants to be alone.
True. That's true. But some people are alone in relationships too. So,
If you can list out what a man provides other than finances, providing and protecting, the other ways you stated that men are useful for, what would you say?
protection and like, I want to say securance, like being secure. They have like a way in making a woman feel like safe. I want to say, what's the word I'm looking for? Like she's floating on clouds. Like she just can be a woman and she doesn't have to have all that weight on her shoulders. I feel like that's what a woman needs a man for. Is to the same way the man needs a woman to lean on, a woman needs a man to lean on too. It's just an equal thing. It doesn't have to be necessarily one-sided. It's equal in either way you put it. It's an equal thing.
Is it really equal though?
It should be.
It should be, but is it really?
You gotta meet the
my
right
thing is,
person.
How equal can you really make it? Because I'm gonna give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
We can try to be as equal as we want to, but if y'all two were in a relationship, you can't make him have the baby.
No.
You would have to have the baby.
Well, yeah, scientifically.
So how equal can you really make it?
Okay, but okay.
We're talking like.
We're talking about the ass. You got something to add?
No, I was just like,
We're saying like
obviously, that's just an obvious not
Yeah.
equal.
they're
part.
just trying to
I know, but
say.
that's what I'm saying.
But that outside of physically anatomy-wise things that
You
we
can't
cannot.
detach that from sex.
We can't change.
We can't change those
sex.
things.
I understand that, but that's the fundamental issue. We're trying to make something equal that can't be done.
But why can't it be done?
Because men and women are different and serve different purposes. So, okay. I'll put it to you like this.
We are equal in different ways. I'm sorry. Agree to disagree. We are equal in different ways. You literally said it on the
I feel like anything a man can do, a woman can do.
That's not true. That's not true. Okay, but you can't
Non-scientifically
disagree with that
wise,
and
if you
then
want to
say
say
what
that,
you just said.
because I know you.
You can't
No, you
disagree
can't
with
do
that and
this.
then say what you just
You know,
said.
Okay, so
we eat,
You're equal in
poop,
opportunity.
and bleed
You're
the
not
same
equal in
blood at the end of the
outcome.
day.
with what you just said, women can do anything that men can do, but can they do it as good as a man can do it in certain aspects? Like in the military, yes, you have badass women in the military, but can they breach a door as good as a man does? Can they have
Some women.
hand-to-hand combat as good as a man does
Some
against
women.
a man?
It's practice.
Some women.
No.
No, a man
It's
fighting-
not.
Listen.
No,
Listen.
I'm not
You
saying.
can have all the practice in the world, but let's just be real. There are professional women playing soccer against teenagers, and the teenagers' boys are whipping their butts.
We already know that it is scientifically proven that y'all are stronger.
Exactly.
But
So
that's my
when it
point
comes
because
to needing to
scientifically,
move something, we're generally going to do it better.
But I mean,
just is what
it's
it is.
normal nowadays for women to work the same jobs that men normally worked back then. That's what I'm basically saying. That's the equality that they fought for.
And are
So,
they
so
really-
Royal has brung up some things in the past. He's talked about some things when he was on his red pill, blue pill stuff. Red pill stuff, right? So
said
Royal
red pill, blue
stated, he said something because I think I had the same outlook too, right? And he said all these jobs definitely are open to women, but you got to ask yourself, why is plumbing, oil rig, all that stuff, why is that still construction? Why is that still predominantly men? You wanted equality, but y'all not in those fields.
But they don't want the job.
They don't want the job. He's argued this before, and I'm looking at him like, man. Oh, I can see
Because
where
it's
he's
still
coming from.
viewed that those are male jobs.
No.
Like,
I was denied multiple times a railroad.
it's still viewed that those are male jobs.
Because I'm a
So wait, okay.
Hold
So
on.
let's take it out then. So
Truck
you
driving
think
is a male job too.
Then
My
you will
ex got
probably
her
see
CDL.
a
do
few
you
women,
think
but you
it's
won't see a
because-
group of women in those type of jobs. Like,
do you think it's because the job doesn't allow them to be, the companies don't allow them to be, or because
That's
women
a
don't
lie.
apply?
I think that
anything,
I don't
I'm
think
asking
it's.
her- I'm asking
Hold
her
on.
opinion.
I'm going
I'm
to tell
asking-
you from experience.
I don't think it's that they don't allow them. I
Wait.
think it's that they prefer it to be done by a man.
No, I'm going to tell you straight up. In my field, especially like when it comes to trucking, they are pushing for women to enter the field. Pushing like crazy. My ex is an example.
But that doesn't mean just because a woman applies, she gets it. Her
Yeah.
statement could still be true.
I remember at
What if they're more picky with women than they are men?
I
Like, her
remember-
statement can be true. It can go. Come
It can
on,
go both
really?
ways.
so like okay.
I mean-
in the military, for example, a lot of women are not held to the exact same standards as men.
that is
No, it's true.
Well, should I have my
They
girl
have
here?
two different scales for PT scores,
Yes.
men and women's standards, and it's also broken down. It's more than just gender. It's age and weight.
Mm-hmm.
You based on your age group and your weight and what sex you or gender you are, you have your standards. So you have like 18, I think it's 18 to 23, and then you have 24 to like 29, and then 30 to 36, and then onward and upward. But the scales are different. Like for when I joined, I was 20. To get 100, I had to run a 2 mile faster than 13 minutes. A woman had to run a 2. I mean, I've done it. My third PT test at basic training, I ran 2 miles in 12 minutes 47 seconds. I appreciate it.
Real 2 hours.
I ain't ran since
but-
basketball. You got that.
So, like, for a perfect PT score for a 20-year-old at, let's say, like 180 pounds, which is what I was, I didn't get a perfect PT score. I was close. I was at a 280. A perfect is 300 because you do 3 events. Now it's different because they have the ACFT. But in the old Army, the APFT, it was 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. For a male to get 100 on push-ups, you had to do like 80 something. A woman only had to do like 40 or 50. For sit-ups, males was I think 70 something. A woman only had to do like 50 or 60. And for 2 miles to get 100, it was 13 minutes flat. And I think for women it was like 14:10 or 14:30. So there's different standards for men and women in the military for the PT standard. Now for rifle, everybody's the same.
yeah.
Yep.
Everybody it's gauged on a scale of 0 to 40.
Yeah, that's
You either hit 20 for 40, 30 for 40, 35 for 40, 40 for 40. It doesn't matter. But when it comes to the PT standard, and PT is how the APFT or the ACFT now is how you rank up. If you don't pass your ACFT, you cannot rank up. Doesn't matter how good you are.
Yep.
If you do not pass the test on what you are required to do, you do not get to rank up. Which is why I stayed a specialist, because I had injuries. I couldn't take the APFT. So I stayed a specialist my whole career because I could not rank up because I could not physically take a test because of my ankle. So there is differences in that standard of the military.
Thank you for your insight.
But that's not saying there's still a bunch of women who could kick men's ass in PT.
Yeah, yeah, there are.
Yeah.
They exist. They're just not the.
I can't speak
plurality.
military
Yes,
wise, but
they are not the majority. 'Cause majority of women in the military you mainly see like in the medical field or the medics, or you see in the HR. Actually, another one that's not a lot of people. They see them in the motor pool, the mechanics. Even though that is extremely hard job, because I don't know if any of y'all seen military tires on those trucks.
Oh, they're huge.
Those things aren't light.
they don't look like.
You think
But-
flipping a football tire is heavy?
Ooh,
Oh, no.
in for a whole new world with that one. But women are in the mechanic field a lot. But a lot of people don't think that. They think that the men are the mechanics. No. There's a lot of female mechanics.
There are.
I mean, my ex was a female mechanic. And seeing the stuff she knew, by far crazy. Because I've worked on cars, not like she did. So, there's a difference. But women can do the jobs that men can do, but men can do certain jobs better than women can do it.
Yes.
Facts. Can't argue that.
And that's the
Like
thing. It's not about whether women can do it or not. It's about, is it efficient if they do it?
Like if you had
See what I'm saying?
a whole construction crew of men versus a whole construction crew of women, which building would get built faster?
It depends.
Make it a race. Like let's do the like debate thing they've been
No,
doing, like the gorillas, the 100 men versus.
Oh, bro.
If anybody thinks that 100 men can take on a gorilla, they're crazy.
No, I saw this thing that said 10 Americans versus.
I mean,
Oh, that's a dub.
I'm saying we're winning.
10 Americans versus what?
Area.
Hold on.
So there was a debate of 100 Americans.
Oh, we're cooked.
No. What about 100 Americans versus 100 Canadians? Who would win?
Okay, do we get to pick where they come from?
Where the
I don't
Canadians
know
come from?
anything about
No,
Canada.
The Americans. Because all you need is Florida, Louisiana, and Texas.
So all we need is down south is
That
the
is a
village.
dub.
That is it.
We 100
They
v 100.
wrestling gators in Florida. boy.
100 v 100 of any other country.
They just need
if
the
you
whole
take it
southern-
from Texas, Louisiana, and Florida, it is automatically a W.
Okay, what if it's all Californians?
No.
Oh, we lose them.
Oh, bro, bye.
We lose it. It's G.
We're getting spanked if we
It's
bring
GGs.
leave the West where the West at.
Okay, the only other country that could give us a fight for our money with Texas, Louisiana, Florida is Russians.
Yep, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
They be lifting whole trees.
So you know.
Well,
there's-
what about
there's-
China?
There's an
They-
actual UFC fighter who his training was wrestling bears, like actual real life bears. There's videos of him training fighting bears.
You ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear? Yeah, the bear.
That's gonna need it. Yeah. They don't even know who that is. They don't even know. Who
Yes,
that
we
is.
do. DMX.
Okay.
Is that not DMX?
DMX.
Was that not
See how
DMX?
old she think? Bruh.
That's not even DMX.
Who was that said that?
You know who said it?
Who said it?
You don't even know who said it.
Who said
Isn't
it? It was you.
Oh my god.
I'm talking about,
Wait,
bro. I'm
he's
talking about the
a
saying.
streamer,
Who
right?
said that?
It's a streamer, right?
A streamer.
Wait. Hold on, I'm saying,
I thought
I know
you
you
was
know.
talking about who said
No,
DMX.
but I'm sorry, she said DMX. The rap, the verse you just said. If you
It
ever
was
seen
Wrestling to the
from
foot.
a it was from a freestyle.
of who though?
who?
I forgot
Don't
who
say
it was.
Don't say it, kid, 'cause I already
I
know.
know
who it
the
was.
video. I know the video. I just forgot who it was.
Is Exhibit?
The name-
It's not
No.
Exhibit.
Here, I'll give you one hint. Big ass forehead.
Did he? Who
Wait.
No.
was it?
KSI.
No.
Yes, it is.
Hold on.
KSI. What?
Come on, bro.
Hey, I'm so confused. I'm so
Mystical
confused.
said it, y'all.
Mystical. Oh,
Mystical said it.
that is mystical.
Mystical.
I forgot
literally.
about him.
He said it on a fun. I think it was Funk Flex. Was it Funk Flex? No, he was with. Was he with Manny Fresh or something like that? I forgot the video, but he said it literally. Come on, man. See, I knew nobody was gonna get it. Only he knew it. I knew it. I still listen to the freestyle.
That's
to
so
this day.
old.
Oh
The only
man,
part of freestyle I know.
man, the freestyle. You gotta it's too
Cold
short.
as a line with no hair.
Yeah.
That's like
Only he can say stuff like that, man. Mystical.
that's something you find like OG YouTube days.
Help the bell. Cause that's
Gonna need it.
Hey,
Yeah,
I was